Hey everyone, welcome to the video. We've been waiting about 4 days now, but finally we can get that building health. And it's been a bit rough the past few days just collecting with tanks, but all to get this node. So opening it up and maxing it out. And maybe there's like a solid 4% of you who like doing tank hits. So I think now it's time to transition towards some more offense. Already knowing next steps, we'll finally get some troop damage also. But we'll go ahead and do a few hits. Here we got our first match. Someone with similar boosts but only 20 building health. And we can try going from right side. A few of these ERs look exposed. Still going with 5 tanks and 3 heavies. The goal is just to get those few ERs, at least 3 of them, but maybe a 4th. Can just drop the tanks there and wait a bit for the heavies. And later on, as we get more troop damage, maybe we can start using other kind of troops. Some options are even all heavies or even going towards Zooks. Just got the tanks moving along. And hopefully as we get more offense, we can stop having to speed up these tank hits. But for right now, taking wins like this, where you don't really have to get any more ERs, already won the match. And this meta might keep going like this for a little while, at least against people who don't have offense or at least no troop health. But you might lose to anyone with troop health and all that stuff, which is why we want offense of our own. So right now we can just let everyone die out since already got the win. You got another match over here. Alta looks like a bit dirty base. He does have 80 troop damage though. And we can maybe just go from this side, getting these 2 ERs and hopefully this one. It's pretty unlikely we can clear the whole base. So going 5 tanks over here. And waiting only a couple seconds, then we can drop the heavies. Most hits I've been liking doing the normal heavy first, Zook fan, then the meat shield last. Again, Zook fan also clearing a few mines, keeping that 1 tank alive, and we can do 1 flare. As this ER goes down, later we can flare on this top side. And the reason our base is all 5 ERs around the same spot is just hoping people get almost none of the ERs. Or if anything, they might get 1 or 2. We aren't ready quite yet for the tanks to go there, so we can do a few smokes. Just to give time for everyone to catch up. And looks like that guy got 2 ERs, but that's gonna be it. We can still try getting maybe 1 more. It'll be tough with that micro and shock mine, but I think worth a shot. Can move everyone here, even though some tanks can go across the gap, not too many. Can go ahead and use a 1 smoke. Don't have too many over here. Go ahead, do a couple more smokes, and then just flare the ER. Have most of our tanks alive, so might get it. They'll do a few shots off, but looks like just not enough. That micro and machine gun got all the tanks. Though still a win. Here another match. An also dirty base, but this guy has no building health. Only 80 troop damage. And these bases, I like playing it safe, getting these 2 exposed ERs and probably just 1 more. But there's a chance here, maybe the squad leaders can get this one. We can give it 1 shot. If it doesn't work out, then I'd say the other tanks can still get the other 3 ERs. So we'll go ahead and still do 5 tanks here. And this time only 1 heavy. And on this side, we can do the 2 squad leaders, a couple smokes. And then just flare this ER. We'll see if it's enough to take it down. Left side, tanks are working okay. But that combo with Meat Shield, so much health, and Zook Fan with the damage, looks like it gets it down. Because on the left now, we don't need too many heavies for the tanks. Right side can die out and move the tanks along. You can see even rockets are doing a fair amount of damage to tanks. Just what happens when you have building damage and no troop health. We'll do a couple smokes over here, just to tank rush this ER. And that guy's only going to get 2, so we should get the win. Here are most of our tanks alive, and getting 1 more ER. So using those squad leaders, I think it helped out, just in case it was a closer match. And we'll see the next hit. Here another match. This one's 4 ER with a lot of offense. So wouldn't be surprised if he can full clear us. Doesn't have any boom cannon, so maybe we can try heavy rushing. Let's say going from maybe the left side first. Because even if we fizzle out, I think it's the only way we have a chance of beating him. Since it's probably he has troop health and art, especially with that sky shield. We'll get Zook Fan, Meat Shield, and just all the heavies. Can clear a bunch of these buildings and then start flaring ERs. Just flaring the Meat Shield a bit further up, separating that damage. And we want to kill at least a few buildings since there's no troop health on our heavies. We'll get this ER down and start flaring. But he did already get us, so might be a loss on time. Can still try to get it done though. And we flare down this ER. Start moving everyone across. Since that top ER isn't covered by Sky Shield, we can flare our troops there. And then just keeping the Zook Fan and Meat Shield to this ER. Since the squad flares, we don't have to worry about the Sky Shield. Can go just right over them. A few more seconds for that Zook Fan and get a 250. Our base is compact, so if he cleared us, should be a fast time. And he'll get us just a few seconds, but it's how it is with most people with troop health. As we get more offense, we can have a better chance against those bases. And we got one more match here. Looks like 4 ER with 80 GBE. No troop health though. And even though his cannons, boom cannons aren't max level, don't think we really can heavy rush. But we can do mostly tanks on one side and squad leaders for that ER. Can try going even just a couple tanks here, the rest on that side. Still bringing in maybe one heavy. So dropping the tanks first, then the squad leaders on the right side, and one heavy on the left. Flaring these guys to that cannon, a few smokes to keep them protected. The last ER is this middle one, so we'll see how the other tanks are. One more smoke over there. And got a decent split with tanks. Wish there were some heavies on the left for the shock mines, but might be okay. And over here we can just flare that ER with that Zugfan. Hoping these tanks are enough. We don't want them to get hit by the shock mine and still get hit, so we'll do a smoke there. That Zugfan is okay on the right, so we'll move him along. And looks like the tanks are barely gonna finish this bottom ER. I can do one more smoke on that Zugfan, just to get some other tanks up in front. And even a couple more smokes, but looks like it doesn't matter here. A little risky on this hit, but we'll barely get it down. And that should be enough for a 17. So getting that chest. And maybe we can keep on going with building health, but we can stop here for now. The last defense tech we're gonna get for a while are these boom mines. Maybe could have got them on the first day, but we can pick them up now and max those out. Also got enough for level 4 rockets. I think it's worth it because you get some extra damage, and you saw what the rockets did on one of the hits. But as far as next tech goes, we're gonna get some offense next. So first this troop damage, and maybe a few more chests for medics and some more TD. After that we can decide what other offense is worth it. Maybe a node like heavy boost or even troop health. But for right now, TD is next, and we'll see how it goes. And let me know how you felt about this super defensive path early on in the season. Honestly, I felt like it could have been a little stronger, but I think a lot were really surprised at how strong the squad leaders are. But that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.